Alright then gang, so there's just one more thing to cover in this series, and that is how to make a loader using an attribute called HTMX indicator. So currently, all of our data comes from this articles file inside the data folder, and because this data is just coming from a local file, there isn't any loading time associated with it. So we don't need to wait around to see the data when it's loaded or when we add new articles, etc. Everything is pretty instantaneous, but in a real world application, you're probably loading data from either an external API or a database, in which case there's probably some loading time associated with fetching it or saving data. And probably also, when that's the case, you want to show some kind of loader or skeleton screen or something. So in this lesson, we're not going to be using a database or anything, but we will simulate loading time using the setTimeout function to cause a delay. And then using HTMX, we'll create a simple loading message that we can show whenever we're waiting for a request to complete. So then, first of all, let's add some kind of delay in one of the request handlers using setTimeout. So I'm going to do this inside the post request handler right here. And what I'm going to do is wrap this render thing right here in a set timeout. So let's say set timeout like so, and then fire a function after about 3 seconds. Now, probably won't take that long to get your data wherever you get it from, but I want enough time so that we can see this loader on the screen. I'm going to paste this back in where we render the list. And now let's try this out. All right, so if we try to add a new article now, we're going to add this. There's probably going to be a 3-second delay. Then we'll see the update over here. Yep, there we go. So not a great experience. And during that 3 seconds, it would be good to show a loader to the user. So then what I'd like to do is show a loader on the screen for the time it takes between sending the request and getting the response back, which is for about 3 seconds or just over. And to do this, we'll be applying an HTMX attribute called HTMX indicator to the body tag. Now the reason I'm applying it to the body tag is because that way the loader will show for any request made that takes time that's inside the body. So this attribute essentially gets inherited by any element which triggers an AJAX request. And whilst that request ongoes, we can show a loader. Anyway, we set this HTMX indicator attribute equal to some kind of CSS selector, which will be the selector that identifies the message or loader that we want to show. So I'm going to set this to be .loader. Meaning find the element with the class of loader, and that is it. Then I'm going to make a new partial for the loader view, and I'm going to call that loader.pug, and it's going to go inside the partials folder. And the template for this loader is basically just going to be a very simple message or something. Now, it can be as wild as you want. You could make it bouncy balls or a spinner or anything like that. I'm a man of simplicity, so I'm going to stick with a div, the class of loader, and then a p tag inside that which says something like loading ... Again, feel free to be more expressive than me by all means. Anyway, now we have this loader template. We need to output it somewhere inside the body tag. So I'm going to head back to the layout and I'm going to place it right at the bottom, but still nested within the body. That's important. And we just need to say include and then a path to the loader, ... to come out of the folder, /partials, and then /loader. Now then, by default, this loader is going to show at all times, right? But what HTMX does for us is apply a class called HTMX-request to this loader div whenever a request is ongoing. So for example, when we submit the form, HTMX applies a class of HTMX-request to the loader div that we specify right here, and it applies that class to it for the duration of that request. When the request completes and we get a response, it removes that HTMX-request class. So then we can use that class to control when the loader shows in the CSS, and I've already prepped that. So if we head to the CSS file inside the public folder and we scroll right to the bottom, we're going to see this loader class with a bunch of styles. Now, most of those are just to give it a background, a size, some padding margin, position it on the page, etc. But the top style, opacity, being set to 0, is to initially hide this loader so we don't see it. Now, below the loader styles, we've got another rule for the loader div again, when it also has that HTMX request class applied to it. And when it has that, we say the opacity is 1, meaning it's going to be fully visible. So this means that the loader is only going to be visible on the page whenever a request is ongoing and HTMX applies this class to it. Alright, so moment of truth. Let's try adding a new article using the form at the bottom. And when we hit that button, we should see that the loader pops up for about 3 seconds before we get the response. And when we get the response, the loading message disappears. Awesome. Whew. All right then, my friends, we are pretty much done then. Hopefully now you can see how easy it is to make something very similar to a single page application that you might make with something like React or Vue, but using HTMX instead. I will be making more courses about HTMX in the future because you know what? It's something I'm really enjoying at the moment. So definitely stay tuned for those. So then, my friends, I really hope you enjoyed this series and you learned something along the way. If you did, please don't forget to share, subscribe and like. That really means a lot. And if you want to access all of my YouTube courses without adverts, also get access to premium courses and early access courses as well, you can do at netninja.dev. You can sign up for NetNinja Pro, which is just $9 a month and also half price for the first month with this promo code right here. And for that, like I said, you get access to every course without adverts, without YouTube adverts. You also get access to exclusive courses not found anywhere else. You get access to my premium courses on Udemy and also early access to all of my YouTube courses as well. So the link to this page to sign up is going to be down below. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this series and I'm going to see you in the very next one.